KILR Killer Game.
Hello, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast epic flight using the Commodore 64 and SubLogic Flight Simulator 2. We are getting close. We are getting close to the end. Wow. It's been a long time since I've done this. I've done it before, but not on YouTube. Just, when the Flight Simulator was out. This is like with a real Commodore 64 back in the day. Not this exact flight, but I had gone coast to coast before. And it was just so cool, I mean, we didn't have anything like it at the time. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about where we are. What we're doing, where we're going, where we're flying to. Okay, so here we are. This is the continental U.S., with exception to a few areas that were not done on the Commodore 64. Started at Los Angeles, going all the way to Martha's Vineyard in New York. And we are all the way over here. Wow, look how close we are. Look how close we are. So we're here at Washington, D.C., and we're going to be flying up here to Baltimore, Washington International. And we are going to do a little bit of sightseeing. It should be right about here where the Washington National Airport is at, and Andrews Air Force Base. We should be able to see the White House, Lincoln Memorial, Washington Monument, all that stuff right over here. So from the Washington VOR, it looks like we need to that looks like depart 120, heading 120. That will get us over in this area. I believe that's where it's all at. I know it's by the rivers, and it makes sense that the Air Force Base is there also. And then it's just a hop up here to Baltimore, Washington International. And we can just tune in to 115.1. Just take us right there. Well, we're all ready to go here. Let's see. We want to change... Let's change nav 2 to 111.0. Okay, so that's set. And then the Baltimore VOR is 115.1. There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah. So Baltimore Airport is not far. It's only 40 miles. So this is going to be a short flight on this one here. But we are going to be doing some sightseeing too. So that's something. We'll go ahead and get this started up here. And I think this scenery actually has got mountains in it, where the other ones have not had that. Because I'm looking at the brown there in the background, and that sure looks like mountains to me. Okay, so we're going to be heading over here to one of these other runways. Maybe this one over here. I don't know what runway that is. Runway 9? That might be runway 9. I see something blue out there. Wonder if that's blue taxiways like it was in, what was it, Cincinnati that we landed at that had blue taxiways and they were actually water or something? Okay. No, I think that's just part of the river. Taxiways, where are they? We make our own. What the heck is coming through my phone? Getting all these messages. Let's see here. Oh, okay, that's the runway we want. That's the runway we want right there. Whoops. We want to turn the right way. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go to the end of this runway and then turn around and take off. Get all the way to the end here. And it's amazing to think that they packed these scenery discs. At least I think they packed them with as much as they could possibly pack them with. I would love to have seen, you know, taxiways and everything else. But we do know that SubLogic came out with the SubLogic East and West scenery packages for Flight Simulator 4. Not 3, but 4. And that was using the SubLogic database. And a lot more floppy disks. Eventually it was released. They had them on CD-ROM. And the entire U.S. was covered. Continental U.S. was covered. But I believe those airports did have taxiways. At least the major ones, I think, did. Okay, we are ready to go. Let's do some sightseeing. There we go. Okay, so we are 40 miles away from the airport, but we'll be taking a slight detour to do some scenery. Now, we don't want to get too high in elevation, otherwise we're not going to be able to see the scenery too well. So let's bring it on down here. A little too high here. Let's bring it down. Okay, I think we finally got ourselves stabled here. Why does this still say 2? That doesn't make any sense. Nav2 should be from, not 2. What's going on here? I know we passed it. Okay, I think we need to turn to the right a little bit here. Oh, for some reason, the navigation's not working the way that I'd expect it to. Something's off with the Washington VOR. Maybe it's, I don't know, the way they got it all crammed on the map. Is it RML? Is that what that is? Alright, well what if I use Andrews Air Force Base as a reference then? 113.1. It's going to be somewhere up here. We'll see. Well, we're loading up something. Okay. Okay, so that might be Washington National there in front of us. There's definitely something going on down there. Let's get down in altitude. I think this is it right here. I think this is the Washington Monument and stuff right there. There's definitely a lot of something up here. A lot of squiggly lines, white and brown. So there's like something right here on this side. I think the Lincoln Monument is in here. Or Lincoln Memorial, sorry, Lincoln Memorial. I think that might be what this is over here. It's going to be really hard to be able to see what's down here if that's an actual building. I can see the White House. The White House, either that's the White House or that's the Capitol. I can't remember. I think that's Capitol, White House. Who knows? You think I would know? You know, I'm from the States. I should know where my government buildings are at. I used to know, and then I just like, nah, whatever. At least I know which one's the Washington Monument. That's the Washington National Airport. I think there's something right there. There's a little white thing right there. Should probably go check that out. That might be the Lincoln Memorial. So there is a... Oh, that's the Pentagon. That's what that is. Okay, so the Pentagon is right here. Over here in the bottom right. That's what that is. Ah, okay. That there, I think, is the Lincoln Memorial, because I believe the Lincoln Memorial is on one end, and then I think the Capitol is over on the other side, or the White House. In this case, it's a white and brown house. Now try flying over this in a real plane and see how far you get. Oh, there's another building. Another building. I think one is like, what, Congress, the other one's House of Representatives, the other one's, I don't know, the tourist tourist center, who knows. There, see? You kind of see the stuff there, what we're flying over. See, there's something over here to the left. We'll have to check that out. Now keep in mind all the buildings that we've been seeing, and we'll check it out on a map so we can point out all the particular buildings. Now there was one building that kind of went off at an angle here. I think that's the road. Maybe, maybe not. The Black House. No wonder the president got confused. Well, you know what? I think in the president's mind, the White House and everything looks just like this. That might explain a lot. Ah, there we go. There's a building. I see it. I see it. So, not the Washington Monument, but there is another one, if I can get this thing turned, right down there where the compass is at. Do you see it right down there? I'm not sure what that is. I'm trying not to go too fast by it. Didn't really see it too well. So it's right off the side here. See, there it is right there. Okay, now let's turn this way. There's that one little white mark that was on the island. There it is, right there. Maybe it's a fuel box. Land there and get some fuel. Or it's a tennis court. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Crap. I'm losing control here. Okay, well, it was a dome. That's what it was. I tell you what, when you lose control of the SubLogic Flight Simulator 2, all bets are gone, man. I mean, once you lose control and then it starts to stall, forget it. Game over. All right, let's go ahead and get back up on the air here. I gotta put everything back in here. Let's see, 115 was Baltimore. We'll go to the nearest runway and take off. Well, gee, whatever it was that we went and crashed to go see, I hope it was worth it. It was round. Whatever it was round. It looked like it was a dome. Maybe it was a UFO. That's got to be what it was. It was a UFO. It saw us and it shot us down. That's what it did. That's what happened. We got shot down. We got shot down by the military because they're like, "What's this plane doing flying in the no-fly zone? Shoot it." So it wasn't my flying at all. We didn't crash because of me. We crashed because the government said, "No, you can't fly here." Okay, did I lose the runway? What in the world? All right, it's right. It's over here. Okay, this is the end of the runway here. I think this is runway 1 left, I think. Okay, so that first part of the flight was actually make-believe. That didn't really happen. I'm just kind of showing you what not to do. And that's to try to fly low, you know, over Washington D.C. scenery. That doesn't go over very well. Okay, we are taking off. Trying to find our heading here. What's our heading supposed to be? About 7-8. So that first flight was like out of a nightmare or something? I'm sliding around here. Trying to get our heading where it should be. Okay, now that we got that taken care of, let me take a look at that scenery area, and we can try to get an idea of the type of stuff that we were seeing. Okay. Aha! Okay, so that was not the White House that we saw. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. Okay, so the Lincoln Memorial was over here on one end. Okay. Let's see, the Pentagon was right over here. There's actually a memorial for part of that. And then the United States Capitol is over here on the other end. Okay. The White House is over here, that road that went off at an angle, and we were wondering what in the world, that was the White House. That's what that was. But also, too, the other buildings that we're showing was the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, National Gallery of Art, the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, and then the dome was maybe this public bathroom here. I don't see a dome over here. Do you? What was it? What was it that made us crash? Anti-air missiles or something. That's what it had to be. What about a satellite map? What does the satellite map show us? This? Right here? Was this it? What the heck is that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, that's something. It's got a statue there. Maybe it's Roosevelt. Maybe that's what it is. Because this is Theodore Roosevelt Island, so maybe that's a statue of Teddy Roosevelt. Should we fly by just again? Why not? Let's do another flyby, just because. This time we won't do anything silly. Yeah, the whole time I was afraid I was going to crash, and I'm like flying low, over the Washington D.C. scenery, and I'm like, you know what, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, and it was okay until it wasn't okay. And then it was a disaster. Here's the irony. We're flying over the American Capitol area, right? And I'm drinking this sparkling water, and it's red, white, and blue pop. as in the red, white, and blue, like popsicles, but it's got that flavor inside this sparkling water. I knew I was losing airspeed, and so I was trying to increase the airspeed. But yeah, Flight Simulator said, "I don't know what you're doing, but you're going down. You are going down." Well, you know, it's kind of a good idea that we're flying back here. That way we can point out the different scenery areas, the different little scenery pieces that we saw. So this is the Potomac River. Almost sounds like photonic or something. I'm probably not saying it right. Let's see.
Potomac River.
Oh, it was close. Potomac River.
Potomac River. Potomac River.
How about say it slow?
Potomac River.
How about change it to a British pronunciation?
Potomac River. Potomac River.
Okay. There might be a few other things here that we didn't see. There's a little brown thing going across the Potomac River that I didn't see before. So it's like right here, right there. So I mean, obviously it's a bridge, but I'm just wondering, you know, how detailed is that bridge? Here, let's put our flaps down here. I want to kind of slow it down a little bit. Watch us stall and crash again. Okay, so gotta load more. Got more to load. We'll see if we can get a closer look at the Pentagon too. See, check this out. The two for the price of one. You get 2 tours over Washington D.C. for the price of 1 video. Who else is going to do that for you? And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so I'm not sure what bridge this is right here. I'm trying to keep an eye on my altitude. Let's see. That is... maybe it's the Chain Bridge. It could be the Francis Scott Key Memorial Bridge. Actually, I think that is what it is. Maybe. Oh, that's way up there. Okay. No, that's not Francis. That'll be the next bridge. No, I think this is the Chain Bridge that we're going over. We'll show you some real pictures of this stuff so that way you can see what it looks like. Let's get out of this area first before we start doing some crazy stuff like that. In a few minutes, splash. Trying to get myself leveled off here. Okay, so now this other white line going over the blue, that's the Francis, was it Francis Scott? The Francis Scott Key Memorial Bridge. That's what this line right here is. This next white line over the blue. Your modern generation is looking at this thinking, that does not look like a bridge. Maybe it's a bunch of white wood planks going over water. It's anything but a bridge. Now you remember that dome that we crashed into because like someone shot us out of the sky? That's coming up here on that little island right up ahead. And I think that is the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial, I think is what that is. So yeah, that right there, right in the center of that little island, I think is the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial. And you got the Theodore Roosevelt Bridge right after that. And then if we move a little bit this way, we'll see the Pentagon Over here to the right, it's a big white blob. It'll become more clear if you look at it in a map view here. Alright, so if we zoom in, can you see it now? You see the Pentagon? That's what that is right there. They don't have this one outlined like some of the other buildings. It's just one big white thing sitting right there. Then we got the Washington National Airport right over there. We got, what, 2 more bridges down here over to the left. Those bridges are... Actually, I think that's just Loop 395. Sorry, the George Mason Memorial Bridge and the Arlen D. Williams Jr. Memorial Bridge. There's also a long bridge too, but I think that's what those 2 bridges were that we just flew next to. Let's give ourselves some altitude here. Yeah, so they're right over here where our wing is at, those 2 bridges that I mentioned. And then the Capitol building is over there. That white stick is the Memorial Washington Monument. It'll be more than a stick when we get close to it. Okay, there's the Capitol building. That's on one end of that whole stretch of, I don't know what, lawn, whatever it is. Lincoln Memorial's on the other end. Okay, so let's get a little bit closer here. And then there's that little stretch of water right there. There's the Lincoln Memorial off to the left. Looks like a miniature, like, skyscraper or something. So, Washington Monument, right there. And then the White House, I believe, is going to pop up right about here. There it is. That's the White House right there. So I think if you really want to look at the scenery up close, you just got to get on the ground and like maybe slew your way over to it or something. And there's a few other buildings over here. Okay, that's the Capitol. There's the other ones were the museums. Like that one right here, I believe, is the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. Then there's one just right. We're just about ready to crash into it. Gotta be careful here. Yeah, I'm like getting ready to crash again, apparently. Why am I still tilted that way? Jeez. It's like, stop tilting to the right or to the left. Okay, we'll be able to see some stuff from here. Okay, there's a couple of buildings. Alright, so directly behind us, that is the National Gallery of Art. To the left of that is the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, which is now disappeared, and then the Air and Space Museum over there to the right. Okay. Let's get to Baltimore. Think we've seen enough. And what is that brown thing right there? Maybe we should go check that out too. What is that? I don't think that's an airport. Oh, it might be an airport. That might be the Air Force Base. I don't know. I don't see any white lines. It's just brown. Whatever that is. This is about where the Air Force Base would be, is right in this area. We'll do a flyby over it. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. A Piper Archer just flying, overhead an Air Force base. What could go wrong, right? Just saying hi. What's the problem? Is it me, or is it having a hard time trying to render whatever that is? Because it's like a little bits and pieces of brown, and then once in a while you get a brown line, and like, what is it already? Inquiring minds want to know what this is. I think it's Andrews Air Force Base. You know, I don't know if I've ever flown over this in the Commodore 64. This just looks like two lines of some sort. I believe those are two runways, but like, where's the white center line on it? Usually the airports you can see the white and the brown. This one you can't. You can't. Yeah, there it is there. I mean, is that what they call an Air Force base? Can't really see it there. Oh, maybe it'll load now that we're like right over it. You have to get like super close to see any detail. Yep. Now we can see his center lines. That's it, though. There's nothing else special. So, yeah, that is the Air Force Base. I thought it was. I think this line or this road, I think, is taking us to Baltimore. I'm fixing our VOR indicator there to get a direction to go. Okay, maybe Okay, maybe we need to turn a little bit. Hey, TextRich. Good to see you there. How is the sightseeing going? Well, we crashed near the Theodore Roosevelt Memorial. I just saw a white dome, and I'm like, what is this? And then we lost control of the plane, and, well, that's all she wrote. So we went back. we went back and flew over the stuff again. Actually discovered a few other things. What the? Ah! I am not trying to turn that direction. I am trying... My hands get tired, so they just kind of rest on the keyboard. Then the plane goes out of control. Yeah, I tried to make lemonade out of it. The thing is I didn't even know what it was, so I had to look it up, and I'm like, oh, that's what it is. So there you go. There's the lemonade that we made. I wasn't sure what it was we crashed next to, but now we know. Alright, let's take a look at some real pictures of some of these things that we saw. So well, we saw a satellite map of the Theodore Roosevelt statue. It was like right in there. What was it? The chain bridge. Let's pull up some. So here's the chain bridge right here. Okay, I don't know what all that is there, but that's the chain bridge. And then the other bridge that we saw was the Francis Scott Key Memorial Bridge. That's that bridge right there. It looked just like that in the Commodore 64. If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. Alright, the Theodore Roosevelt Bridge. Which, that doesn't look like a bridge. Must be this over here to the right. Right there. Here's some pictures of it. But, while we're on the subject there, the Capitals is there in the distance. Washington Monument there. Lincoln Memorial right there. And then y'all know what the White House looks like, right? If you don't, watch the movie Independence Day. Okay? Looks just like this, except there's a UFO above that blows it up. What else? The Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, which is this building right there. Okay, that was another building we saw. The National Gallery of Art That's that building right there. Looks like that inside. There was the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. This is where we need to go to, folks. We need to go here and make a video out of it. That's what we need to do. That would be cool. If they allow you to take videos inside, I don't know. In that area, they're probably don't allow videos. And then there was the U.S. Capitol. And then there's the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool. That was also in the scenery. Right there. That was looking one direction. This is looking the other direction. That's the Lincoln Memorial there. And I'm sure you all know what the Lincoln Memorial looks like, right? It's got the big picture of Abraham Lincoln. So yeah, there we go. We actually went through all those buildings. And we got about 12 miles left until we get to Baltimore. Okay, so Baltimore, Washington International is where we're landing at. There is not an ATIS. There is an ILS though. 33 left. And it is 111.7 is the frequency. So let's go ahead and tune that in. One 111.7. Right? No? Did I say it wrong? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so 10 miles. Runway 33. So we'll set VOR OBS 1 to 330. There we go. Trying to get us pointed towards the airport, which I believe we're going in that particular direction there. Yeah, that looks right. How do I control the plane? Is that a... that looks like an Atari 2600 joystick. With the very old simulator, I use a keyboard. Because... back in the day when this came out, I did actually try it with a joystick. And it was all over the place. I could not get the fine tuning that I needed with just the regular key presses. Now, with the modern simulators, I don't use the keyboard. I'll use a controller. Okay, we need to start dropping flaps here. We got 7 miles to go. Yeah, as far as the tour is going, man, we started in Los Angeles, and we've just been hopping our way over here, and we're almost to the East Coast now. Flying all the way to Martha's Vineyard. Pretty sure we're going to be turning here soon. You know, it's funny that you put an Atari 2600 joystick there, because you could actually use an Atari 2600 joystick on the Commodore 64. I don't know if you did that intentionally or not, but I just thought it was kind of a cool little thing. I was going through my storage unit a few days ago, and I came across the old Commodore 64 joystick that we used to have. I'll have to, when I get a chance, go and pull it out and do a short video on it. It's white. It's got this triangle-shaped joystick and a red button right above it. That thing was sturdy like a rock. I think it still works, too. Well, when it comes to ILS flying, I am all over the place here, apparently. We're 3 miles from the airport, and I'm not even lined up with the correct runway. Yeah, which one, Ray, is it? I don't know. In there somewhere? Who knows? I can't even see it on the map there. I think I kind of see which runway it is. Maybe we'll just pick this next runway that's coming up. Yeah, like that one right there looks good. That joystick sounds familiar. I thought I was stalling for a moment. Hey, maybe this is the right runway after all. No, maybe not. So we did a little bit of bouncing there. Oh, my heavens. Alright, so we are at the airport. Okay, I see where we can park. Right there in the middle. That's usually our go-to place. Yeah, I remember when trying to fly this on a joystick, like I would try to line up, but the controls are so ultra sensitive that you move the joystick just a little bit and it banks. And so it turns, you know, too much one way or too much the other way, and it just was not working for me. Yeah. Woo! Park right there. All right. Well, we're here at Baltimore, Maryland, the Baltimore Washington Airport. Almost there. We are almost there. So if you're not subscribed, I hope you'll subscribe, and make sure that if you are subscribed, that you're still subscribed. Because if you are subscribed but you're not subscribed, then you're not really subscribed, and you would have to resubscribe. Anyways, click that notification bell so you get notified of future flight simulation content. We do the Twitch streams on Tuesday. It's not always Flight Simulator, but it's just mostly Flight Simulator. But there are other days that we have Flight Simulator coming up as well. And you're going to want to see the rest of the series all the way to its conclusion. I don't think anyone has done this. I mean, there may have been people who have done it, but has anyone filmed it? I don't think they have, and I don't think they've streamed it either. But yeah, I mean, this is an exciting thing. at least for me, to be able to go from the west to the east and actually see it all the way to its completion. With everything that's going on with a truck, that just started, just being able to accomplish this is just a big thing, and I hope you're there with me too. But again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next flight. Have a killer awesome day.